And now the new warning from the CDC about the concerns here in the U.S. Our senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell joining us live in just a minute. But first, his report.
Tonight, the global fear of COVID-19 as cases around the world continue to grow. Anger boiling over in Ukraine as evacuees from China touch down for quarantine. Protesters there clashing with police after a false rumour a handful were infected with the new coronavirus. And tonight, a sombre reality check from the World Health Organization. Although the number of cases outside China is still small, time to stop the spread of the virus may be running out.
The window of opportunity is narrowing, so we need to act quickly before it closes completely.
New clusters of the virus have grown in just the last few days. In northern Italy, this hospital ER is now closed after a patient spread the virus to 5 doctors and nurses and others. Restaurants and schools are also being closed down. In South Korea, a woman spread the virus to nearly 40 people at her church and beyond, with numbers there growing. The CDC tonight assuring Americans the virus isn't spreading in the U.S. right now, but warning it could.
It's very possible, even likely, that it may eventually happen. You may be hearing about schools shutting down and businesses closing in countries in Asia to reduce the potential spread of this virus. The day may come when we will need to implement such measures in the U.S. communities.
Tonight in Japan, the last few hundred passengers and crew now expected to leave the stricken Diamond Princess, with growing questions about how the quarantine was carried out on board.
And Ian joins us now from that cruise ship in Yokohama, Japan. You know, Ian, you're heading to South Korea right after this. So what's the latest on both of those fronts?
Yeah, I mean, it really feels so different here in Asia, the whole atmosphere and the cases that are being reported are continuing to rise. We're heading to South Korea towards that key city where there's been a significant outbreak. What we understand is this is a woman who was part of a Christian sect. It's been described as a cult by some people, but she was infected. She's been titled a super spreader by authorities there. She didn't know that she was infected, but the way that that particular sect conducts its church services involves people gathering on the ground in confined spaces, and she has passed that virus on to a significant number of people. The number of cases in South Korea doubling overnight, and the government there saying while before it was alert to people flying into the country from overseas, it's now got a very serious domestic problem. It feels it can control it, but it shows the dangers of where this virus may go from here.
Well, Ian, we heard the WHO issue that warning about the window for containment. So how big do they fear this could get?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've heard a lot of warnings. People are concerned that it could become a global pandemic. Now, the overall numbers outside of China are still small. But what we're seeing in Seoul and in South Korea and also now in Italy, and we've seen cases in Iran as well, is that it only takes one person who doesn't necessarily know they've got this virus for it then suddenly to start to multiply in again, areas where people tend to congregate. Again, this case in Iran happened in the religious city of Qom. It's a place where a lot of religious students go. People obviously pray in confined spaces. And it's exactly those kind of scenarios that leads to the spread of the virus. So this could continue to grow and escalate. And we're seeing warnings in the States as well from the CDC. We're not there yet, but warnings that we could get to that point where we're seeing multiple outbreaks in different countries around the world.
Well, we'll definitely stay on the story. Ian Pannell in Japan for us. Thanks, Ian.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.